Okay, so how am I responding to Black Lives Matter and everything that's going on today after George Floyd? I contemplate a lot, and I think one of the big things I've been doing, we were in Virginia for last fall, so a few months, and I started writing a race talk series. It's on Instagram, Race Talk FF, hashtag Race Talk FF. And I started posting in January, but I'd been writing all of last fall for it. And with that, I guess you guys should know that I'm not necessarily responding to Black Lives Matter or specifically to George Floyd. I have been writing about these things and trying to explain these things. I have fake dreadlocks here. um, I've been writing these things and processing these things for years. Arguably since I was 5 years old when kids started asking me why I was Black, right? So, and like processing racism in middle school, and we moved to a different town where there were lots of Native Americans and racism towards them, and then working through what it means to be Black in high school, and then in college finding out that my biological father, I found out in high school, but working through more about like he was murdered by the KKK, which I said in another video, but working through what his death meant and like following the KKK because understanding how they work. I respond with thinking and processing and understanding and study and research. Like that's just how I think. And so specifically with Black Lives Matter, even though it's not new, but it's common. You guys, I think you know what I mean when I say new. How am I responding to Black Lives Matter? You know what I mean, George Floyd and this time period where these are big names and big words in most households. Right now, I am continuing a body of artwork that I did in 2011 or 2012 at the University of Wyoming that I had up a couple different times. I am expanding on that to make it a little bit more relevant to who I am now and the worldview that I have now, which has morphed. I mean, your worldview should morph in 10 years a little bit. So I'm reworking that. I've been writing a lot. I haven't been sharing those writings. I've been making art and sharing a lot of my stories that, again, I wrote a lot of those stories when we were in Virginia. So a lot of what I'm sharing now is things that I wrote. A lot of what I'm sharing now is, I don't know the great word, are things that I wrote a year ago, right? So none of this is new, guys. If you're one of the people that's like, oh, racism is worse than it's ever been, no, this is not new. I have told people stories, and I remember in middle school or high school, a girl who I was friends with, I told her multiple stories about race and about like other things, and she's like, no, I don't believe you. That's not happening. Like, and I remember multiple things with her, like people just straight to your face say, I don't believe you because that's not my experience, so it can't be. Like, and so I'm resharing those stories that people haven't listened to or I haven't told people, because you get told that when you grow up in South Dakota, Wyoming, you're told that racism doesn't exist your whole life, like, yet you see it every single day. So my biggest response has just been saying, yeah, these things happen, which has been really interesting because I had lots of responses to those. So I guess that's how I'm responding. And I've said before, I don't fully agree with everything in the organization. I don't think you have to either, but I do believe that Black Lives Matter, because God created every human being and every human being matters at every stage of development, at every ethnicity, every culture, every language, every tongue, every tribe, every people, every ability level. Every human matters. And so yes, Black Lives Matter. So yeah, I hope that answers this question. Again, if you guys have other questions, drop them below. My personal background with my like race identity is in the second video, I believe, and then my intro is number 1. There's some other questions as well. So see you guys in the next video.